What's up, guys? This is Rixxalight signing in, and welcome back to Danganronpa. We are on the third cases class trial, so now we need to see who did what.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
Now, if I was ill, when I was ill,
will determine the results.
I would have done this video if this was the case, but I had to like talk and do voice acting, so bear in mind.
If you can figure out
Who done it?
then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one,
I love this
then
game.
I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
So, for those of you who don't know, there's not going to be much of me talking in the background unless there's some like discussion to have. But most of it is basically just going to let them talk all the way through what they need to talk through. Okay?
Now then, to begin with...
Oh my god, too many songs today. It hurts.
We already know who did it.
But do you though? Do you, Owie? It's weird how I like, never heard your name before, but now I've heard it more than once. I'm like, oh, okay.
It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit.
But you're forgetting the Monokuma who done this.
Don't try and deny it. You killed them.
But we need the voice of reason. I think that would be from Byakuya or from Makoto.
I didn't! Someone knocked me out! I was asleep the whole time! I don't know anything about it!
He's not going to do very good investigation in this class trial.
Shut your murdering mouth, murderer!
Coming from you, Jill!
Who are you calling a murderer?
I am sorry to say, Hiro, but we do have evidence. Blueprint for the suit.
But we can already rebuttal that, can't we, Makoto?
Parts we assume were used to build it,
We assume.
and all of it was found in your room. You have to admit, the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime.
I know I don't get a voice bang on, but I do try my best to replicate it as best I can. I do apologize for a bit off at times.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know, I don't know!
Is Hiro really the killer? Or, for anything else, we have to make that clear. Okay. What's my rebuttal stages? Yasuhiro's message. Okay. I know what that is.
Everything we found in your room,
True.
the blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof enough that you are the culprit.
That might be the one I have to shout at.
I don't know anything about that stuff!
Oh,
It's not
shooting that
true. It's
makes me...
against
Oh, loses fucking second. Shit.
Hiro, why? Why did you kill
Okay,
them?
we'll get some seconds in.
Just hold on a second!
Alright, we can speed through that now. Now I know what I'm looking for. It's the second one. I like how it gives you a hint what you're looking for, too.
The blueprints, the suit parts, they are all proof
Fuck.
enough that you are the
Fuck's sake.
culprit.
It's not true. It's
This one's going to be annoying now, because I've got to try and blast through this as best I can. Well, not blast through it, but...
Everything we found in
Okay, that's the slow down button, okay.
the blueprints, the suit parts, they are all
Meow. Let me cut through your words. I'm eating some food in the background as well, because we're going to be hitting 2 hours. So please bear with me.
Those blueprints?
What do you mean?
Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote, asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared.
Rest in peace, computer
the
boy.
handwriting's obviously different. When you compare it to the blueprints,
There's no way you could think the same person made both of them.
Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting.
Very hard to disguise your own handwriting.
No, the differences are bigger than that, I think.
Come on! I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting
Like,
anyway.
even if you do try and change your handwriting, the best way to do it is switch your writing hand. But then if that's the case, no matter how you write, it's going to be super delicate because certain letters will add up like that. I think there was a case somewhere where there was a forged document, like, and there were 2 different things that made no sense. Like, so some guy writes their B as like a normal B, but someone writes it like a 13, like there's a space, or it curls around the top, and completely 2 different handwritings. Like, Something doesn't add up to this. And they caught the murderer because of it. I don't know what case it were, but I know that was a thing.
So Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit?
It'd be very unwise at the moment.
And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well.
Byakuya! Love him.
Then who was in that Robo-Justice suit?
Yeah. Not allowed to say
Is
that.
it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in a second suit?
The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto. Tell them who it was.
It was Hiro. And of course, he passes it off to me.
So, who was in the Robo-Justice suit?
We're getting there, Aoi! Jesus! Hiro. The Illuminati.
Other than Hiro, I can't
Indoctrination's
think
gonna
of
come around and
anyone
rip them
else
all to
who
shreds.
fit. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit. And we never found any kind of second suit.
Unless it got incinerated.
Then there can be no doubt. Hiro is the prime suspect.
What?
That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hiro didn't do it.
He's a prime
It
suspect.
makes perfect sense. Hiro was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit.
Exactly.
So what you're saying is...
That's right. The culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo-Justice suit.
I love, like, everyone in this case is so dumbfounded. Makoto just struggles along and, like, links the dots. Not because he's clever, he's more like, oh, that makes sense kind of thing. When everyone else is like, but why is this, why that's, like, well, it's that, but Byakuya uses his brain and starts saying, that's impossible. Kyoko's just there like, I've already solved it half the time. Obviously not in this one because she was too busy not doing the investigation, so she has to... Byakuya would be taking lead in this case.
What?
See, confused.
That's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes?
Of course. But before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way.
So what do you mean he's taking lead instead of Kyoko?
Hey, stop trying to boss us around.
He's not, he's taking lead!
All things have a proper order.
Exactly!
So what is it? What needs to be clarified?
We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body.
And
It
that's
would seem
simply
that
done.
his corpse was moved using certain particular items.
Yes.
Makoto, can you tell us what they were?
There was a dolly. There was a dolly, right? I'm just gonna click the dolly.
I got it!
And the top. There's still one more thing. They must have been the blue top.
I got it!
There we go.
They were a dolly and a tarp, right?
That's with the attitude.
So, let's see if I can explain.
He thought it was smart by thinking those two together.
Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room. And then we rediscovered it in the repository.
Yes.
And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right?
Correct.
It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room.
Exactamundo.
So the killer must have seen it there, and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body.
As per usual.
That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it.
Okay, that explains the tarp. And the dolly?
Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there.
But the other case you need to think of now, though, the biggest thing is to me, why was there 2 dead body sounds?
Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly.
In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body. Am I right?
Well, if it was wrapped in, there were 3 tops and then there were 2 ones covered in blood. Kinda makes sense.
But are you sure you are not mistaken?
With Byakuya backing me up, Celeste. I love you to bits because you're a gothic little... Wah! But still.
Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body?
We need someone with a good memory.
That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room.
Aoi would know, because she's got a perfect memory.
It would be very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment
Wait, is it you who's got the good memory? I believe it's Aoi that has the good memory. Might be someone from
Is
number
it
2,
not
actually.
possible that it was in the repository all along, and you simply didn't realize it?
I love how...
She's raised an objection. How do you respond?
There is no shame in being...
See, now at this point, like, Byaku can easily rebuttal Celeste, but because he's targeted towards me, Byaku's like, go on, son, prove her own, boy.
We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you.
Fucking no! Wow, never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. It's a backhanded compliment, but maybe I can change her mind. If I could just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room from the repository, it's easy! Absolutely not. Is this where I need to hold it? Oh, okay.
You had it wrong. I cannot agree. You
This
are fool.
is so fucking weird.
Lies will
How do I
get you
reload?
nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable
Oh
wretch.
god, I've got to reload?
I cannot agree.
Oh my god.
You are a fool. Do your worst.
This is making it... Oh, fuck me.
I cannot agree. You are a fool. So pathetic.
This is so
Lies will
tough.
get you nowhere. Do your worst. You miserable wretch.
Okay, we did it.
I cannot agree.
Ciao!
This should prove it.
I didn't know how to reload that time. Threw me off.
If you're
I wasn't
asking
expecting
for
that
proof
stuff.
the dolly moved, I have it right here.
The Monokuma things like we have must be able to take pictures, right?
When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room
There we
with a
go.
tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rolled the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room.
True.
And as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body.
Exactly. Jesus, let's really hate me that
Well,
much.
anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject.
Yeah, the subject of how Robo Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then...
Why are you not using your brain, Aoi? If Makoto's fucking figured out the answer. Fucking Motsu's face can't bend over in the machine. He's too tall. He has to bend down to pull the dolly.
What kind of robot is it?
I'm not sure that really matters.
I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported,
Exactly.
it will become immediately obvious.
This guy's got what he needs. If you look at how the body was moved, it'll be clear why the person. What does that mean by that? It means he can't bend over. Should I have the robo suit loaded? Yeah, you go. Nice.
As we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room.
Yep.
And
Correct.
from there, the body was moved to the repository, correct?
Yeah, the culprit wrapped the body in the tarp,
Yep.
then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right?
Correct.
Now, keep in mind that the dolly doesn't have a handle.
Correct.
Well, yeah. But even without a handle, all you'd have to do is...
There you go. That's all we need. The rebuttal we need.
No, it's wrong.
And that's why the robo can't do it.
You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that?
You roar it yourself.
Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together. Remember?
You couldn't bend over at the waist. Well, there's a bat in here, can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you it wasn't me. And not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
When you're in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that?
Now that you mention it, yeah.
It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over.
You can use your feet and kick it around a bit.
Well, What's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet?
What I just said, well, you can't see your feet though, can
When
you?
you can't even see your feet?
Yeah.
You really think someone could kick the dolly all that way?
I mean, you can kick things if you can't see your feet though, right? People do it in football, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be totally impossible. Not that I can say for sure myself.
Like, if you close your eyes and you've got a football, I'm pretty sure you could still be able to kick the football if you can feel for it, right? With your foot, because your foot's got sensory
On
parts.
top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping
Oh,
your
there
body
you
in
go.
a
See,
tarp.
just in case, like he's like saying you probably can, but
Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body?
it wasn't in there though, right? But absolutely no chance the costume was taken off. Because once it's on, you can never take. You can't be taken off by yourself.
I got it!
Haha, nearly fucked up.
I don't think taking off the suit was an option.
Want some chocolate?
Remember-
Want some chocolate? Want some? Eat it. Fucking eat it. I'm losing my mind. I know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help? Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? Don't make this stupid friggin' thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. Don't really have a choice. Let's help him.
That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help.
Exactly.
Then
It may sound a bit muffled because I'm going to put some
really
chocolate.
can't take it off by yourself?
Nope.
Hero wasn't just making it up?
You was there!
Of course I wasn't making it up.
I was actually quite honest, to be
He
fair.
could have gotten it off by himself. I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it.
True facts.
Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not helping your cause, your hero.
It's really, really true that Robo Justice couldn't have moved the dolly?
How slow are you, Owie?
To be clear,
Jesus.
whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hero in the robot suit, correct?
Yes.
No, wait. Just a second, if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took?
No. She goes covering herself.
You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice?
We'll have to rebuttal this one
If
first.
whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said?
How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. Come on, guy. Robo Justice. Oh, that's what I decided to call him just now.
So long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. The individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hero, without a doubt.
The problem is, though, 3 people in this room. How many people are alive? 7, right? 3 people in this room are against you. You split the room, technically, Celeste. So you could technically win 4 against 3.
Yeah, that's gotta be
That's
right.
2 against 3.
Hold on a second.
Celeste will lose. Because you got Celeste, Sakura, Aoi. Oh, fuck, there's 8 of them. Celeste, Sakura, Aoi, and Jack. All against. Then you've got Hero. So it's a split room 4x4.
It's still far too early to reach that conclusion.
She's figuring it out as we go along, so I can rely on her.
Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it.
Not yet.
Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility?
To see how it can be possible, not possible.
Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is uncovered by analyzing things from every angle.
We'll go.
Perhaps, but where do we go from here?
Let's review this series
She's
of
fucking
unfortunate
huge.
events from the beginning. Maybe we'll uncover something new.
What a pain in the ass!
I don't
But-
disagree, but our lives
Wouldn't
are
Jill be on the
line.
side of
This is what it takes.
Byakuya?
We have to do it.
Plus, maybe we'll get to find out where the heck Kyoko was when everything went down.
It's not important.
All right then, let's take another look back at what happened. I
Call the
suppose
shuffle.
we can start with this morning.
We could.
4 of us gathered together in the dining hall. Makoto, Hina, Kyoko, and myself.
Okay.
We waited there for quite a while, but nobody else showed up, so we went to look for everyone.
Correct.
That was around 8 a.m.
Yes.
And as soon as we split up, Kyoko went missing.
She did.
Soon after that, Hina found Celeste in the rec room and quickly came to get Makoto and me.
It seems I was unconscious for about an hour after I was attacked by my mystery assailant.
You didn't have an alibi.
I know it was an hour because I remember being attacked a little after 7.
That was when we saw Celeste's picture and discovered that her assailant had been wearing a strange costume. As it turns out, it was Robo Justice.
Well, so says Hifumi.
It also soon became clear that this same Robo Justice had abducted Hifumi.
Still skeptical
We were
about
soon
that.
joined in our search by Byakuya and Toko, and then went on to find Hifumi in the library.
Which is
He was
impossible right
injured,
now.
so we took him to the nurse's office and resumed our search for the suspect.
Yes.
But not long after leaving the nurse's office,
What's wrong? I saw a shadow. Something moving around at the top of the stairs.
When Celeste told us that, we decided to split up and search the second floor. And soon after that,
I saw someone moving around on the 3rd floor, and I yelled out to everyone as soon as I did.
Celeste, what's wrong? That was a rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him. A strange costume, man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
and then,
What? Huh? What was that? Came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to go get back.
at that point, we decided to divide up into 2 groups.
We did.
Celeste, Hina, and I went back to the nurse's office.
We did.
While Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko chased after the suspect.
Quick
When
recap.
we got back to the nurse's office, we found Hifumi dead.
Dead.
And that's when we heard the body discovery announcement.
Now, Byaku should mention his time.
I left
Just to
Celeste
get
and
through.
Hina there and headed back to the 3rd floor to let the others know what had happened.
But
meanwhile, we had just discovered Taka's body in the equipment room.
there we go.
We must have found both bodies at almost exactly the same time, because we heard the same announcement not long after we discovered his body.
There you go.
And that's when I told you guys about Hifumi. Then the 3 of us headed for the nurse's office.
But he
But
was
right
gone.
after we left the physics lab, we ran into Celeste, who'd arrived after us. And she told us something very surprising.
Hifumi's body has disappeared.
We rushed back to the nurse's office and saw that she was right.
Then we remembered we'd left Toko passed out in the equipment room, so we hurried back again.
Exactly. This can't be happening. Are we listening to this or something?
But when we got there, we discovered that now Taka's body had also gone missing. Next thing we knew, we were searching the school for 2 missing dead bodies.
As always.
After some time,
Celeste informed us that she'd found the bodies, and we all headed to the repository, which
Yes.
is where we rediscovered the corpses.
You know I'm going to mention the door was locked before we met in?
I think that about covers it.
I see. The whole thing sounds exceptionally complicated.
She wanted that so she could get a view of what people were because she went around.
It certainly seems to me that these are not a simple series of connected events.
Okay, well, if that's true, then what?
Rather than a single series of events, I think we have to consider each murder a separate situation.
Oh.
And from there, we can uncover the contradictions surrounding all of them. Now,
Okay.
then, let's get started, beginning with what happened to Taka.
Okay. Because she's established that he died, obviously he died first, because she was there when Hifumi was around, I think. The contradictions hidden in what happened to Taka. In order to uncover the truth of this case, I have to find them no matter what. Okay. Kuma file.
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in.
Exactly.
Taka came last.
No!
What makes you say that?
Hold on.
Because of the numbering of the Justice Hammers.
Nope. Fuck it.
It's true that Hifumi was killed.
Can I
with
change my
Justice
button?
Hammer 3.
I have to hold it, don't I? The whole button I'm holding?
While Taka's death came from a swing of Justice.
See? So it's obvious Taka came after.
Why can't I not change my button? Hold on. Ah!
So, regarding Taka's death, I wonder if he died before Hifumi, or perhaps it was after?
We already know what order they were killed in. Taka came last.
Did
What
you though?
makes you say that?
Because of the numbering of...
Maybe? Oh wow, what a shot! Just took a random guess.
Hold on. There's no reason to assume that the hammers were used in the same order as their numbers. If anything, that's just another way the killer tried to disguise their actions.
Nice shout, Makoto.
So you're saying the culprit wanted us to think the hammers were used in order,
Exactly.
but in reality, Taka was killed before Hifumi?
Mm-hmm.
Okay then, let's see the proof.
Evidence that proves Taka was killed before Hifumi. Yeah, his wristwatch. Do go time or watch? Going for wristwatch, okay. No shit. I need an S. I need a whoa whoa whoa. Beautiful. T. Can I get a C? There it is. Now can I get a H? Please, H. There you are behind that C. Nailed it.
Now I understand. I got it. Taka's wristwatch. See? Look. It broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock.
Exactly.
It must have gotten broken when he was attacked by the killer, because as of last night,
Hey, you! How long are we going to keep us waiting? Taka's irritated voice. Pierce says he's stared pointedly at his wristwatch. It's almost 10 o'clock, you know that. Bedtime for all the little boys and girls.
so if it wasn't broken after 6 last night, then he must have been attacked around 6 this morning.
And that would be his official time of death.
Exactly.
But if that's true, then he was killed well before Hifumi.
Well before.
And before Celeste was attacked this morning, which happened around 7.
That's
Exactly.
right. Taka was killed before any of the other incidents took place.
Right.
Simple facts slip past all of us.
Kind of. But not really.
We made the wrong assumption about the order of events, all because of those justice hammers.
Yep. To throw us
That's
off.
exactly why the culprit wrote the numbers on each hammer and had them increase in size. That way, when we saw how they were used in each incident, we'd easily make that wrong assumption.
Correct.
Now, if Taka was killed around 6, then everyone's alibis for his murder go out the window.
Exactly.
Because when he was killed, we hadn't met up in the dining hall yet.
Back to square one then, aren't we?
May be true in the case of Taka's murder, but all of our alibis still hold true for Hifumi's death.
Do they though?
That's right. With him, at least, we're all safe.
Huh? What was that? Came downstairs, it must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to get back.
When we heard Hifumi screaming, we were all together. Except for Hiro and Kyoko.
Well, you prime two suspects again.
We all ran down to the nurse's office, and that's where we found his body. That's totally true. We're all in the clear.
Are we though? You can say you're in the clear, but what about Toko?
Oh, I know! They must have recorded him screaming on a tape or something, then played it later on!
Not a bad shout.
If that's true, where's the tape?
I don't know.
Don't just go making stuff up.
That's true, yeah, we do need proof in this day and age.
Anyway, we all have rock-solid alibis for when
Still not a bad shot, though.
we scream. Since all of us were there together, clearly none of us could have killed him.
What if my monster can?
And it does not stop there.
Hiding.
There was also the moment when we discovered his body had disappeared. When his body vanished from the nurse's office, Hina and I were in the bathroom together while everyone else was in the equipment room, correct?
Exactly, apart from
Then
Kyoko and
there was
Hiro.
the disappearance of Taka's body from the equipment room. At that time, we were all gathered together in the nurse's office because of Hifumi going missing.
Apart from Hiro and Taka.
Well, don't forget, I was passed out in the equipment room the whole time.
Well, Toko.
Then what if Genocide Jill did it? She could have dragged Taka's body out of there right then.
Look at her, Hiro. She's fucking scrawny as shit.
Even if she could pull that off, there's no way she could have done the same with Hifumi's body.
No.
Because, as we just established, she was passed out in the equipment room when his body disappeared.
Exactly.
I didn't do either of them anyway. In
Well,
other words, it is impossible that any of us could have killed Hifumi, or...
we do get to the bottom of
either
this
their
eventually.
bodies.
Don't worry. I don't know how long it's going to take, but we'll get there.
On the other hand, Hiro and Kyoko had disappeared, so they
Kyoko?
most certainly could have done those things.
I like the voice actor, to be honest, because she actually pronounces the Japanese names correctly. Love it.
So what now, Kyoko?
For now, we can't get fixated on who did it, or we'll just keep going around in circles.
Yes.
So instead of who, I propose we start talking about how. In particular, I think we need to figure out how Hifumi's body got moved.
Well, if he were dead, no one can actually move him.
That's true. We searched everywhere, but we couldn't figure out how to explain his body
We
disappearing.
did find one thing, though, didn't we, Makoto?
And according to what Celeste said,
We could not have been gone for more than a minute or two, though. So then, the killer was able to get in and move Hifumi's body in a short amount of time? It would seem so.
his body apparently disappeared in the 1 minute her and Hina took their eyes off of it. But to carry that much weight from the first floor up to the third in that short amount of time?
Oh man, yeah. There's no way.
Exactly.
It's impossible.
Well, what if I told you there was a way to make the impossible possible?
I think this is where Kyoko starts thinking outside the box a little bit. Like, if she's rationalizing it in her head, she's like, the only way anyone could have moved that body if he moved it himself. You'll see what I mean.
How? If the dead body were to move itself.
There you go.
The dead body moved on its own?
This is just her thinking outside the box.
No. Not another.
If a dead body's moving, Hero, it's a ghost. Not a ghost, sorry, it's a zombie, not a ghost.
I don't think it has anything to do with the occult. I think what she's implying is, we thought Hifumi was dead, but perhaps in reality he was still alive.
Alive?
Yep.
Are you saying Hifumi wasn't carried out of the nurse's office, but simply walked out on his own?
That's a thought. No one's actually checked if their bodies were dead or not by checking their pulse. Like, you could have easily checked Hifumi's body and says, hang on, Hifumi's not dead, he's still breathing.
But I mean, we found his body. He was dead.
Did you check if he was dead, Miss Kyoko?
He was simply playing dead.
No one tested his pulse.
That it isn't possible.
The idea that Hifumi was still alive, is it really possible? It is! Pulses exist, my guy. It happens. Okay, broken wristwatch.
Are you saying that when we first found Hifumi in the nurse's office, there's a chance he was actually still alive?
No, it is impossible. Hifumi was dead, without a doubt.
Did you check his
And
pulse?
you know that how?
Surely you've heard the body discovery announcement along with the rest of us. Hifumi's dead body had been found. And that is why the announcement was made.
No.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the announcement was intended to...
Can we get over that?
Mrs.
Oh,
Discovery.
fuck, fucking Pinkman was in the way. God damn it. We'll go back around and get it.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance? Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Shortly, with the body discovery announced, Hifumi's dead body had been found.
There we go.
And
We got it.
that is why the announcement was
Gotta
made.
slow it is down a lot now.
Are we really so sure about that? Maybe the
Get it?
wanted to signal someone
Wasn't that
else's
one? Fuck!
discovery.
Someone else's dead body. I need hers on someone else's. Okay.
Are you saying that when we first there's a chance he was out?
No.
No fuck.
Hifumi was dead, and you know that. Shortly, you heard the body discovery.
Come on.
Hifumi's
Speed
dead
up.
body, and that
Speed
is
up.
why the announcement. Really so
Announcement
Grab
wasn't
that
intended
real
to
quick.
signal someone else's discovery.
Okay, well, I think we carry that over anyway, so.
Are
Yeah.
you saying that when we first there's a chance he was
No. It is impossible. Hifumi
Okay.
was dead, and you know that. Shortly, you heard the body discovery.
Okay.
announced. Hifumi's.
Throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it, throw it! No, thank God. Thank you, go,
No,
go.
it's wrong.
Because we heard it twice. We need to hear it
The body
twice.
discovery announcement that was made really intended for Hifumi?
Of course it was. The announcement played right after we discovered his body.
But did it?
Maybe. But that was also the same time that Taka's body was found.
Think about it clearly, Celeste. His body was discovered after we saw him again.
That's right. It wasn't long after finding his body that we heard the announcement.
So there's a good chance we've made a mistake in there somewhere. I think we've confused whether the announcement was for Hifumi or Taka.
First of all, if two bodies had been found, there really should have been two announcements.
Would there been two announcements, though?
Maybe Monokuma simply got lazy and rolled them together into one.
It's a possibility, but.
What do you say, Monokuma? Any
Ooh,
comment?
bring him in.
Well, it's a very sensitive issue, so I can't go into too much detail.
But.
But what I can say about the body discovery announcement is that it's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time.
Now, I'm going to say that with more parentheses. It's only broadcast when 3 or more people find a dead body for the first time. So, 3 people found Hifumi's body, 3 people found Taka's body. You wouldn't have heard it twice.
That didn't answer our question, man. We're asking if you're a lazy bum.
No, actually, that was plenty.
Yes, he picked up the word as well.
He said it's only broadcast when a body is discovered for the first time, which
But he
means
didn't put it in emphasis
even
again.
if we find the same body again later, he won't make the announcement again.
There you go.
If that's true, then why was the announcement made again later on?
Huh? Later on?
It was, you might have been out.
Exactly. We heard the body discovery announcement twice.
I still want to see people die by 2 different people and be alive. I want to see that fucking case. Second body discovery announcement. The first time it played was when we found each body in the nurse's office and the equipment room. And then the second time was just after Hifumi came back to life, when Toko found unconscious when both bodies were rediscovered.
I got it! We heard it a second time in the repository, when we rediscovered the 2 bodies.
But it was played a little bit earlier, so it might have been dead, but Monokuma might have thought they were dead, but it wasn't. It was like, oh fuck it, they're already dead. I don't need to play. So it wasn't dead at that point, it was still alive, still breathing. Barely grasping on for whatever life he had left. I'm not reading these, I'm sorry. After a certain amount of time, which may, however you like, the class trial will begin. Yeah.
It didn't seem weird at the time, but it contradicts what Monokuma just told us, doesn't it?
Yes.
Exactly. If we were actually rediscovering both bodies, the announcement shouldn't have played.
And in reality, when the 2 dead bodies were rediscovered,
One of them was
one
actually
of
dead
them was
again.
actually being discovered for the first time.
So, when we found Hifumi the first time in the nurse's office, he wasn't actually dead yet.
No, just plain dead.
Meaning he wasn't actually found dead until we came upon him in the repository.
Such a nice, mind-boggling case, though. I love it.
And that's just part of it. There's one other thing that leads me to believe he was still alive in the nurse's office.
Oh, I know! Because he was super good at playing dead! Bada bing, bada boom!
Calm down, Jill.
That is the worst logic I have ever heard.
Would you not fucking mess with the psychopath, Celeste? I know you're gothic and beautiful and everything, but still.
But honestly, I do not think there's anything that can prove he was still alive.
Okay then, take another look at the events surrounding the discovery of his body. Then it should become clear whether he was really alive or not.
We can find this. There has to be proof that shows Hifumi was still alive. I have to find it and show us something. It's the handkerchief. Is it not? Yeah, Hifumi's glasses. Let's go find one. We're going to throw it against that. I don't know why it's doing like that.
Well, here's one thing we do know. The first time we found Hifumi's body was in the nurse's office.
Yes.
And then, while me and Celeste were in the bathroom, his body disappeared.
It did.
And the next time we saw his body, it was in the repository.
Actually dead.
But when you compare
Whoops.
his body before being moved and his body after being moved,
Yes.
other than the
It was positioned apart from the... Never mind. I jumped the gun. I jumped the gun.
Well, here's
Let's
one
go
the
skip
first
ahead to where
time
they say
we
it.
found him, and then his body
And the next time, it was in the...
But when you compare his body before, other than the
change in how it was cooked, there was no notable difference.
There it is. That's that. I jumped the gun a little bit too early.
No, it's wrong.
We've done it a few times. Don't worry about it. We'll get there again.
In fact, there was one clear difference between Hifumi in the nurse's office and the repository.
And what was that one?
His glasses.
Glasses.
That fact alone proves that he was only playing dead in the beginning.
Yes.
Perhaps you'd like to fill the rest of us in?
When
Sorry,
we
I
found
got
Hifumi in
distracted.
the nurse's office, his glasses were covered with blood. But when we found him again later in the repository, they were spotless.
There you go.
And I found the item he used to wipe them clean in the nurse's office trash can.
Right. I need the thingy. This thing.
I got it!
There we go.
It was a glasses cleaning cloth featuring a certain cartoon mascot.
Well, whatever lady it were.
One look at the bloodstain on the cloth should make things clear.
Darn tootin'.
This piece of cloth was used to wipe Hifumi's glasses clean. And the mascot on the cloth is the same one that's on the digital camera, right?
Yeah.
Whose digital camera was it? Hifumi's, of course.
The character
Oh, you can see it's still
was
worn and torn a little bit.
Princess Pibbles. From Demon Angel Pretty Pudgy Princess, I think.
I highly doubt anyone but Hifumi would have brought something like this to school.
Exactly. He's a
I
weeb.
see your point. And the only people here who wear glasses are...
I'm thinking of someone else in number 2 has good memory. Never mind.
I wouldn't be caught dead using a tacky piece of garbage like that.
Yeah, he uses class.
tissues is all I need to keep my glasses clean.
Exactly.
Then there's no question. It belonged to Hifumi.
So what you're saying is... What exactly?
He's just confirming the
What I'm
body.
saying is, the blood on his glasses was wiped away using his own glasses cleaning cloth.
Exactly.
Even if that is true, it does not mean he wiped the blood off himself.
How could it
Who
not?
would benefit from a clean pair of glasses other than the glasses owner?
Exactly.
That's a good point.
Then it must have been him, right?
Exactly.
So let's assume that Hifumi was still alive in the nurse's office.
Even though we know that to be true.
He pretends to be dead. Then when he's alone, he wipes his glasses clean so he can see. Then he
Exactly.
stands up and walks out on his own 2 feet.
Yeah.
And with that, the impossible task of moving his copious corpse becomes possible, wouldn't you say?
Darn tootin'.
Then, if he was just pretending to be dead,
Should have checked his pulse. Should have checked for his pulse.
what was with all that blood? Was it paint or something?
It was something.
The fridge in the nurse's office contains packs of blood for emergencies. He probably used one of those.
Yeah.
He figured if he was gonna play dead, he should go all out. So he just dumped it everywhere.
Why not?
Got crazy with it and had to wipe his glasses off when he was done. God, what an idiot.
And if Hifumi was still alive at that point, the disappearance of Taka's body is easily explained.
It is.
It should be perfectly obvious who must have moved Taka's corpse.
Exactly. Was Hifumi? But now we need to figure out who killed Hifumi.
While
No,
were
we haven't figured out
gathered
who
in the
killed
nurse's
either of them.
office, He went to the equipment room and took Taka's body.
Exactly.
That also explains how the door to the repository got locked.
Yes.
The door was locked?
Yeah.
After the bodies disappeared, we all went looking for them, right? So me and Sakura headed for the repository. But when we got there, the door was locked.
And the repository door can only be locked from the inside. Which means when Hina and Sakura got to the repository...
Why is no one mentioning this yet?
Already inside.
Like, surely it makes sense to where things were because Celeste found the bodies.
And it could only have been Hifumi, who just finished stashing Taka's body there.
Probably.
He convinced us all he was dead, and when he saw his chance, he dragged Taka's body to the repository.
Would have been so good if he would have, even if he didn't die.
So, Hifumi wasn't just another victim in this case. He was one of the assailants.
One.
But that means he took part in the murders.
Yeah.
I just can't believe
I
it.
feel like this case is Hifumi killed Taka, and then someone killed Hifumi.
If you're having trouble, would you like me to show you one more piece of evidence?
What did you find?
There's more?
Oh, absolutely. The single biggest fact pointing to his involvement has yet to be revealed.
Oh shit.
You know what I'm talking about, right, Makoto? The item he took off of Taka's lifeless body?
Piece of paper. The Hifumi stole from Taka. Could it be? There's two pieces of paper, right? The note Hifumi had. This one.
I got it! You're talking about the note Hifumi had hidden away, aren't you?
Hidden note?
Darn tootin'.
That's right. We found it stuffed in his pants.
Ew.
What? In his pants?
Yes, his pants.
Oh, what a dialogue.
Okay, well, forget about the pants for now. Take a look at what the note says.
I found a hole that maybe we can use to escape. Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else. For now, let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m.
That's the note I was telling you about. The one that told me where to go. Huh? Wait, this one's a little different. In my note it said, Monokuma can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the rec room at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
See, then this note isn't the same one Hiro got.
No.
It's not the same?
In other words, the killer got in touch with another person besides Hiro. And
Yes.
that person could only have been... I got it! That's right! Taka! The killer used this note to draw out Taka and murder him.
Yes.
Hello? Over here! Objection! Objection!
On down, Phoenix, right?
I don't really understand what's going on, but Hifumi had that letter, right?
Yeah.
So whoever wrote it wasn't drawing out TikTok, they were drawing out Huffy!
Oh, you call Taka TikTok, right? Okay. I'll get so confused for a second.
Just to be clear, TikTok is Taka and Huffy is Hifumi, right?
Yes.
Look! Yes! Why must you ruin it every time?
I think she calls you milk jugs or something like that. I'm not too sure. My Genocide Jack is seriously scary, but still. What do they call me? Big Mac, right? And I can't let her get to me. Okay, broken wristwatch, Fumi's glasses. Okay. Don't know what they're gonna do, but sure.
Huffy had the note, right?
Yeah?
Then the person it was intended for must have been Huffy!
But remember what the note said.
Still spinning.
What time did it say to meet?
6.
6 a.m.
There you go.
The time doesn't matter! The note has nothing to
It does though, because of the time he died.
No, there absolutely is a connection.
What the hell are you talking about?
Everything. And nothing all at once.
The note said to meet at 6 a.m., which is the same time Taka was murdered.
My god, I can't believe we've been nearly recording for an hour.
We've already proven that using his wristwatch.
Hell yeah.
But there's more. Look where the note says to meet. The equipment room, right?
Yes.
Which is where Taka was killed.
Which is where you found the
So,
body.
Taka was murdered at both the time and place written in the note.
Yes.
I think that should be plenty to show that this note was definitely meant for Taka.
Yes.
Well, when you put it like that. No further objections!
I love Jack. She's so cool.
Someone used that note to trick Taka.
Yes.
Just the same as me.
Yes, they did trick you.
The culprit really is a cold-blooded monster. Telling people they found a way out.
But if they gave the note to Taka, what was Hifumi doing with it?
He took it from the dead body.
Down his pants, no less!
Yeah.
Most likely, Hifumi stole it off Taka's corpse after he died.
He stole it?
Yeah.
Where's your proof? Go ahead, show us.
Fine if you have to show it. The torn note in Hifumi's hand. This one.
I got it! When I searched Taka's body, I saw that his lifeless hand was gripping a small scrap of paper.
Yeah.
I'm right about this. The sheet of paper this piece came from is... I knew it! It fits perfectly with the note we found hidden on Hifumi.
As you do.
Then Taka's scrap and Hifumi's note.
Yeah.
Yup, they're from the same piece of paper.
Hifumi had the note meant for Taka, while Taka's corpse still grasped a small piece of that note.
Yes.
There's only one.
I know I'm saying a lot of yeses and nos in this, but shush. It's getting interesting.
Taka died clutching the note. Hifumi tried to free the note from its death grip, leaving behind only one small scrap. Did I get all that right?
You did.
That means Hifumi knew the note was important.
Exactly. Which proves that he was an accomplice in the murder.
Whoa.
But that doesn't explain why he got the wrong
Seeing all
note.
this, Hifumi was super involved in this whole thing for sure. In fact, he was behind the whole thing. In fact, he's still alive.
He's not. He's dead, hero.
Sorry, no. When we found him in the repository, Hifumi was truly and completely dead. The second body discovery announcement proves that.
Yes.
So then, who killed Hifumi?
Whoever did is the mastermind, the true killer.
He was killed in the repository. So he must have been killed not long after transporting Taka's body.
Exactly.
So he must have been killed after Taka's
Now,
body vanished.
The only thing that
Before
points
we
to
found
me,
both
bear in mind I
bodies
don't know
in
who
the
kills people,
repository.
but the only thing that sticks out to me at this point in time would be Celeste coming to us and says, I found the bodies.
During that time, we'd all split up and were searching for Taka's
I
missing
think
body.
Bianca's going to mention it in a minute.
In other words, during that time, none of us have alibis.
Nope.
Wait, but me and Sakura were together.
So them to have alibis.
Trying to steal the spotlight, you stupid walrus.
Fucking
What
walrus.
are you calling a walrus?
Anyway, when they were killed bothers me too. But there's something that's been bothering me even more.
Mention it.
And what might that be?
The weapon they used to kill Hifumi.
Okay.
The weapon?
Yeah, because I mean, according to the Monokuma file, the way Taka and Hifumi were killed was almost the same, with them having similar fractures and all.
Similar, but not the same.
But Justice Hammer 3 and 4 were still laying around in the nurse's office and equipment room, right?
Yeah.
So if Hifumi was killed in the repository, the culprit would have had to grab one of the hammers, kill Hifumi, then put the hammer back where they found it. But
Good shout.
wouldn't that be seriously risky for him?
I'm surprised. It seems there's some semblance of a brain knocking around that skull of yours.
He
after
fucking
all.
nailed it. My guy.
Hell yeah, it's packed in there good and tight.
Don't brag.
He's right, though. I don't understand it either.
It makes the sense.
The Monokuma file makes it clear that they were killed using similar instruments.
Exactly. Different sizes are
But
similar.
if the hammers were already laying around those other rooms,
So the question is, how could the culprit have gotten their hands on either of the hammers? Personally, I haven't a clue.
So which hammer was used to attack Celeste? Number 1 or number 2?
We don't need to care about those.
Those were accounted for in other rooms too. And I don't think either one is big enough to kill someone.
It can be.
Then
Secret number 5.
Is it not possible they used a different weapon?
I don't think it is possible. They were both killed with the same kind of thing, right?
so then, what was used to kill Hifumi?
was used. The whole picture surrounding this case won't become clear until we figure that out. So I have to find the truth. It was a hammer! Repository hammer! I need to get away because it's distracting. The spotless hammer. Not even a bit of clay on there. Too clean.
What was used to kill Hifumi?
So what was killed? Fucking hammer guy!
What was used
Okay.
to kill Hifumi?
No, that's just a question.
Justice Hammer 3?
No.
Maybe Justice Hammer 4?
Secret option number 5.
Well, whatever it was, there's one thing we have to figure out. How was the culprit able to move around so freely with the weapon?
Well,
How did nobody witness?
could we witness?
Sounds like a Justice Hammer 4 about to make its appearance!
Oh, it wasn't fucking... I'm trying to disagree with the hammer. Not agree with it, but I do believe it is Justice Hammer 5. They just didn't paint it or name it.
Was it just maybe Justice?
Well, there's one. How was the culprit? How did nobody?
The power of justice!
Check out murdergear.com/hammertime for more info.
/ hammer time.
Well, one thing seems pretty clear. The murder weapon had to be...
There you go.
No, it's wrong.
There we go. I'm gonna throw my phone over there because I'm distracted.
The murder weapon wasn't a justice hammer at all. No, it was something completely different.
We've only been here for an hour. We've not even got down to the nitty gritty of it yet. We've only got down to the murder weapon.
Specifically, a hammer from the repository. The killer could have easily used that to kill Hifumi.
He's a good little detective, not as good as Kyoko, but still good.
All the hammers in the repository were covered in flecks of grit and debris. But for some reason, one of them had been scrubbed clean.
Yes, completely clean.
And the reason it had been scrubbed clean was most likely because it was used to commit murder. If the hammer got covered in Hifumi's blood, of course they'd have to clean it off.
But if they just used Justice Hammer 4 again, they would have been okay with it. Cause like, oh, we know we killed with Justice Hammer 4. Oh yeah, it's saying that they were on paint in the room, though, weren't
I'd
they?
also like to point out that the repository has all kinds of hammers. Big ones, small ones, and even some flat mallet-like ones.
Exactly.
I think whoever made the Justice Hammers used those as a basis for their design.
Yeah.
If that's true, that would explain the Monokuma Files note about the wounds being similar.
You just did bigger impound
So
fracture.
Hifumi moved Taka's body to the repository, where someone then used the hammer to kill him.
Yes.
Whoever did that is the true killer. The one Hifumi was working with. And the one who betrayed him.
Nope, wrong button.
Hold on a moment. I still think it's strange to assume someone was working together with him.
Yeah,
The way the
kinda.
graduation rule works, there is no benefit to helping someone else carry out a murder. So the
not.
idea that anyone would work together like that is simply ludicrous. We talked about this, did we not?
We did talk about it. We did talk about how there wouldn't be any reason for anyone to work together. At least that's what we thought at first. But if one person kills, like person A killed person B, person C could kill person A. That's how that would work, right? I don't know.
Based on
Everything's
the
being
rules
very
that have
fucking
been
blurred
laid out
right
for
now.
us, even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and
Yeah.
survive. Assuming the rule holds true,
Oops.
it is simply impossible that two people
Yeah, not
work
really.
together like this.
That is how the rule was explained to us.
But that only really applies if there's one murder, right?
Yeah.
In this case, however, there were two murders.
Have I got the right one again for 2 murders?
Based on the rules that have been laid out for us,
Yep.
even if more than one person is complicit in the murder, only the one who actually carried out the act can graduate and survive. Assuming the
It
rule
could be 2 murders on Impossible. It were. Good old Kyoko coming to the rescue again. As per usual. Nothing new there.
Since there were 2 murders, it's at least plausible that more than one person was involved.
Yes.
What do you mean?
If there'd only been one murder, then yes, the idea of an accomplice isn't really worth considering. Naturally, If only one person can be saved per murder, an accomplice has no risk versus reward benefit.
See, it's what I wanted to tell Maury. It's like, if one person kills two people, but if two people kill two people, if that makes any sense, like person A kills person B, person C kills person D, kind of situation.
Risk versus reward benefit?
The payoff for working together. The reward that balances out the risk of taking part in a scheme.
Yeah.
There's no point in being someone's accomplice if there's no benefit to you.
Unless it's Hifumi over Celeste because he's a simp.
However, if there were some potential mutual reward for the risk, then cooperation becomes possible.
It
You're
does.
saying that two people could act as each other's accomplices to commit two separate murders.
Exactly.
I think that's what the true killer told Hifumi. They would each have an accomplice for their crime. And based on the case's events, Hifumi would have been the first one to act, murdering Taka.
Definitely.
They made him carry out the first murder so he couldn't back out of helping them later on.
So in this case, there wasn't one single person committing multiple murders.
Yeah.
Instead, each person killed someone, creating two separate incidents.
However, we know how it explains it though in this. Like, we haven't got down to it yet, but obviously, like, we know Hifumi killed someone, but someone killed Hifumi, so it goes back to square one again.
And it only looked like one person because that's how the true killer designed it to look.
Very smart though.
A single suspicious individual, a similar weapon used in each crime, disappearing bodies. By creating one seamless set of circumstances, they made it look like one person was behind it all.
Darn
The
tootin'.
mastermind picked their target and managed to convince him to go along with their plan.
Yes.
And then, to avoid the no accomplices rule, they simply killed their accomplice.
Yeah.
Which, if true, means that betraying Hifumi was part of the plan from the very beginning.
That's just awful. How could anyone be so cruel?
Don't look at it.
You think so? I can't help but admire its cunning. Still, their choice of accomplice seems odd.
Yeah. Definitely made me. The effort made to convince us the two murders were the same. Kyoko must have noticed the fact from the very beginning. So I've seen to not to look at this as a series of connected events, but entirely separate incidents. Kyoko really is amazing, although when you think about it, she's almost too amazing. Like, it's almost unnatural how good she is at this. She is
I
the ultimate
understand
detective.
how an accomplice could be involved, but then who was the one pulling Hifumi's strings?
The puppet master. Puppet master!
That's problem numero uno right now.
It is. True Killer manipulated Hifumi to carry out a number of actions, and in the end, murdered him. In the debates up until now, the way the case has unfolded, when you consider all that, there's really only one person who seems to fit. Oh, really? We're getting to the down of it now? Wow. The only person that seems to fit is Celeste, because easy target.
Here's my answer.
Because how they acted.
With Celeste.
Ah, so I'm the suspicious individual now, am I?
Yeah, boy!
I really do hate this kind of joke.
Someone's gonna stop.
A joke? I wonder.
So what you are saying, then, is that I specifically chose to work together with Hifumi.
Because he's easily manipulated.
The idea that I would choose to spend any amount of time interacting with him,
She's snapping.
that I would go within 10 feet of that shit brains, that lazy, worthless goddamn idiot!
Voice has gone out the window.
Pardon-moi.
Just to be clear, there is evidence to support it.
Oh, shit.
Is that so?
It is. Throughout the investigation, there was certain behavior that was common only to the two of you.
Exactly.
Considering what we've learned so far, it only further proves that the two of you were working together.
What is it, only Hifumi and Celeste? Encountering the suspicious, the paper in Hifumi's pants, the screaming? Well, it's true both of them did a lot of screaming, but I didn't think that's it. Okay. Encountering the suspicious... Oh,
I
right.
got it! The behavior they had in common has to do with the suspicious individual in the suit, doesn't it? The only ones who ever actually saw Robo-Justice firsthand were Celeste and Hifumi.
Shush. The adults are talking now.
Wow! Fucking
Sorry.
slam me down,
As
why
you
don't you?
said, only only Celeste and Hifumi ever laid eyes on the costumed individual. If we accept that Hifumi was one of the culprits, we can't help but suspect what Celeste has said as well.
Exactly.
Are you saying everything they told us was a lie?
Sounds like it.
After taking Hifumi to the nurse's office, we all began our search for this individual, correct?
Yes.
And not too long after that, do you remember what Celeste said?
I saw a shadow, something moving around at the top of the stairs.
We headed to the second floor specifically because of what she claimed to have seen. Next, to draw us all to the physics lab up on the third floor,
Yeah.
She let out a blood-curdling scream.
and when we'd all come to see what was wrong, what was it she said?
Celeste, what's wrong? That was rather intense scream for someone like you. I saw him, the strange costume man. He ran off as soon as I screamed. I was blocking the stairs, so he headed further down into the hallway and disappeared.
Once she'd done her job of getting us all up to the physics lab, it was time for her partner to get to work.
Yes. Huh? What was that? Came from downstairs. It must have been Hifumi. He's in the nurse's office. This is bad. Come on, we have to get back.
It was to get us to divide into two groups, so that we would discover both bodies at the same time?
Fucking genius, though.
In fact, Celeste was precisely the one who proposed that we split up.
Still smart, though. She just wasn't smart enough. I'll lead the hunting party. That seems much more interesting. Very well then. Makoto and Hina, you come with me to the nurse's office. I will leave the capture of the suspicious individual to Toko, Byaku, and Sakura.
Well, if Celeste and Hifumi were working together, all those chance events suddenly become connected.
They do.
And on top of that, that piercing cry of yours early on.
Still bugs him. Really, really bugs him.
That was to signal Hifumi, wasn't it? It was your way of telling him, we're on the third floor, everything's going according to plan. Why else would you let out a scream that could have carried across the sea?
Exactly.
I just realized another strength when we found Hifumi in the nurse's office, who we now know was only pretending to be dead.
There you go. I certainly was not expecting this. I did not imagine that Hifumi would be murdered.
Celeste, you were the first one to say he'd been murdered.
She did.
You wanted to make sure we wouldn't have any doubt in our minds.
But no one fucking checked the body!
I don't believe it. Everything. The whole thing was one big act.
Still clever, though.
Hina, you were with Celeste when Hifumi's body disappeared, right?
Yeah. I was feeling kinda sick, so Celeste took me to the bathroom.
That was just fucking played perfectly.
Then that was...
She wasn't worried about you. She just saw a chance to help Hifumi sneak out of the nurse's office.
It would have eventually come back alive, though, coughing, gasping out, saying, "Oh, I'm still alive."
Each piece isn't much by itself, but start putting them together and the picture gets very ugly indeed.
And it leads up and up and up and up and
Wouldn't
up.
you agree, Celeste?
I have no idea what you mean.
Don't
Oh.
bother trying to deny it. You made one fatal mistake.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you
I
did.
didn't even catch it myself when you first said it, but looking back, I can say that that one little slip-up was your undoing.
Slip up.
I'm talking about what you said after Hifumi's body disappeared and we returned to the nurse's office.
They must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. We're all going to die here. We're going to die just like those guys did.
I remember her saying that too, but I don't understand what's so strange about it.
Then pay attention. Sakura, Toko, and I were first to discover Taka's body in the equipment room.
Yeah?
Then Makoto showed up and told us Hifumi had been killed. So Sakura and I left with Makoto.
Yeah.
Once we were in the hall, we ran into Celeste, and the four of us headed to the nurse's office. Now, the entire time we were together, none of us said anything about Taka being dead.
True that.
Think about it. Celeste's comment doesn't make sense.
It
was
does a little bit to
completely out of
me.
place.
I think you might be overlooking it a little bit, just like those guys died. She like could have been referring to fucking Chihiro, Mondo, Leon, the first girl, I can't remember her name right now. Let me look at her, she's on my wall somewhere. Sayaka, that's the words.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about. Although I don't really...
Kind of just a misjudgment there for Byakuya.
You hear that, Celeste? Everyone's having some trouble understanding. Could you repeat what you said? If you're really not the culprit, you shouldn't have any problem repeating it, right?
That makes no sense. Now you're supposed to remember. Byakuya said the Celeste comment doesn't make sense. What is he alluding to? The Monokuma file!
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it?
Not
what
really.
was so strange about Celeste's comment?
When she said that, she should only have known about Hifumi's death. In what? In that I feel like this one seems a bit more of a stretch than anything
They must
else.
really be enjoying the sight of us standing. They must be positively.
Because-
we are all going to die. We are going to die.
Well, you obviously want me to contact with this, but to me, that doesn't sound odd. Considering if you take it from a bigger standpoint, anyone could be mentioned about it.
There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died.
But that could mean Sayaka, Leon. I'm not to mention this. Sayaka, Leon. Anyone who's died before this, Chihiro,
When she
Mondo.
said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall.
But she only knew that Hifumi was dead, I think.
So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
However,
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than one person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys?
oh, I guess what they're more elaborating to is just like those guys. In England, when we say guys, it just mainly means a group of people. And stuff like that.
Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
I think a little bit, because I've seen it from an English point of view, so
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
you just said it the same thing, Celeste.
Imaginations.
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw.
Yeah?
Then what about the picture I took?
So we go back to the picture, huh? Okay.
How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
You're still going into it too much detail.
It has to be some kind of setup, right?
Yeah?
So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit.
She's trying her best, bless her.
Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Because considering he was told to wait till 1 o'clock and then he passed out since then.
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
Emphasis on the dragging.
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No,
Exactly.
there is no other explanation.
See, she's trying to play it like, nope, instantly shutting it down like, oh, what other possibilities could there be? It's like, nope, there's no other explanation. If it was a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is Hifumi was suspect of dancing, Hifumi is dragging the suspect away.
I gun! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
I'd say it's more of a pose.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility.
Just staged, just like a little picture. It's just a photograph. Like, it doesn't like
The
he's
one
dragging.
being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around.
Yes, because we've been told it was in there.
And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther.
Exactly.
If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
Yep.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Hey, he's finally caught on. Oh, is she gonna snap again?
Such a thing is utterly impossible.
How is it impossible, Celeste?
Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Mr. Smart Girl coming out.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
You got a fucking suit on you, baby girl. Celeste thinks she can prove that there's no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Is it argument time? It's argument time, not bullet time. Okay. Right.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out!
Could have been before.
Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight!
Mm-hmm.
You tried to make me look like the bad guy!
Correct.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight.
Blueprints? Ah, fuck. Might be the suit itself.
Shoot!
I'm gonna lose this case and I don't want to just yet. Break, 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 break.
You dressed me up in
Oh
that
yeah,
suit after
the
I
costume.
passed out!
Then you just drink it. You tried to make me look.
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person is, there's no way.
I just had the wrong one for the Robo costume. What have we got there? We're good still.
No. Even if the person inside the suit were unconscious, they could still stand up like that.
Yeah, they could.
Because that Robo Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You couldn't bend over. Until they can't bend at the waist, it seems like a pretty obvious oversight.
That's right. They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
Exactly.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
How so?
Celeste
new
and
look.
Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it.
Somehow.
That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Yeah?
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
She hasn't decided to gamble yet an entire life on this. She would have got away with it if it weren't.
Don't make me laugh, you idiot. What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
She snaps.
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem. Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hey Fumi, who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you? Who killed me? That's right, I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not?
You sound so weird right now.
He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro. In other words, Yasuhiro Hatakure!
Wait, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro! It's actually Taro!
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only
Wow.
making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
Good one, Celeste.
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Foreshadowing.
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us.
Yeah.
How did he refer to each of us?
He gave our nicknames. He said people's last names.
That's right. Our last names. He called us all by our
Like
last
Mr.
names.
Mayegi,
Exactly.
Miss
I know I
Yuzuno.
heard him say Mr. Nayagi more than once, for example.
Nayegi!
So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No. There's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal.
Because he would have remembered the full names of everyone
But he
else.
must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
Yeah,
The name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
does it not?
No. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
Nope.
What did you just say? To think you take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit.
Snapped again.
Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather. Yasuhiro is a loser's name. Do I look like a loser to you?
Pretty much lost his case though, Celeste.
Well, do I?
See, I don't like how they look at her in this. 'Cause it doesn't look. Oh, it ruins my girl.
I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
She's
Okay,
pissed.
then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open. And
Why?
my real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
I like how they go for a nickname of Celeste, and I always call her Celestia. Celeste still won't give up, so then I have to do something to make her accept it. The E-handbook. So may come important, just in case.
Hifumi was trying to tell us something.
Yep,
He wanted us to know the killer's last name, Yasuhiro.
Yasuhiro, yes.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name
No?
is.
how many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg. God damn it!
Why is it upside down?
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I love it when Master yells at me.
It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
He's like, what? You rebutted me? Yeah, bitch, I rebutted you. I've got any habit.
That's it. The handbook.
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots
I
up.
can't even remember Celestia's real name.
Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it. When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything.
Either check it up or you did it.
We can find out Celeste's real name.
It's the only thing.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Then you killed him.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
He's using the voice of reason.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because.
She can't think. Her brain is
Until the
melting.
game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light
The
on
part I hate the most.
And that'll bring everything to an end.
Okie dokie. Closing argument. Begin. Okay. Okay, well, we don't need that, so we can get rid of this shit. Okay, we don't need that one. That's... He was told to wait at 1. Okay. Right. Someone was told to wait at 6. there. This would be there. Okay. Did you wake up? No. Okay, so let's just talk in with him. I'm assuming that's there because they're having a conversation. And then would this make more sense? Because he got drugged, right? So this picture would make more sense to go there. Excitement number 4. And then he died. I'm assuming this is the important one, maybe? Or is it the one with... Oh no, it's the one with blood on it, never mind. It's this one I need. Right, and then... Was he hit with number 2 in the office? He was, wasn't he? Yeah. We could take him to the nurse's office, have to go into the library. Maybe number 2 with that, I'm not too sure. Number 3 was in here. And then it looks like the rucksack, maybe? Because he's not rolling it away. No, that one would be this one. This would have to be the one struggling to move it, then, wouldn't he? Yeah. Well, let's go for it. Is that correct? I don't know.
Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was...
Hifumi. There you go. Nice.
Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes.
There you go, 1 o'clock. Came in.
First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning.
Yep. There you go.
That someone they met with was Hiro.
It's a very elaborate
duo
plan.
Intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit.
Pose for a camera.
Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking him.
Yeah.
While the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with it,
I love the plan they went through because they
still
almost
unconscious, into
got
the
away with
pool room
it.
locker.
They were so close.
And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved
on
into
to
the murder phase of their plan.
Yes, they did.
They called Taka to the equipment room.
Skadonk.
And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder.
He did. There you go, the bloody blood.
The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room.
It was.
The reason hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes.
Okay.
So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents.
She was in there with number 1.
For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room.
With Hammer Justice 1.
There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1, and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken.
Exactly.
They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2, and an injured Hifumi, to sell us that story. With
Did I
these
do
2
it right then?
The killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds.
I might have used number 3, I might have got the wrong
The
hammer.
suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But
Oh, we're number 2. Nice. Okay, quick recap
while
so
we
we just
did
were.
that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered.
Pretty cool. Nice plan. A lot of fake blood happens in. Well, not a lot of fake blood cases actually work in that type of shit.
And when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time.
So you heard the voice.
So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi.
Yeah, we did.
We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room.
There you go. Push him into the new room. And while the repository door
He
behind
wrapped
it.
Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository.
Kid would have lost some weight in doing
That
this.
explains how each of the bodies disappeared.
Being a good boy. Being happy about
Even
Celeste.
Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act.
There you go.
Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them.
Yeah?
And that should cover everything.
Skipped a
that
bit there,
happened
didn't mean
in
to,
this
I
case.
apologise.
And the
I like these little thumbnails here. I like it. I like it. I do want these as the thumbnails from now on for the cases. So it just looks so
you
cool.
lose.
You wouldn't even tell. It's just like a nice little drawing of it all.
I lost?
You did.
I lost?
You did.
When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no.
Just give it up.
Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Oh, your name's Taiko?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
That's so weird.
Interesting.
Well then. Still got a few more things to go ahead though. Now we're going to do some voice acting. We'll take that. 139 coins. 92 coins apparently. That sucks.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin.
So different. She's not all you sound like before. Now she's more like, dude, just get it over with. I'm
Or,
fucking done.
no, I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
Very strange.
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would,
Love 'em.
please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
That's a new way of putting it. You damn bear. Vote time. I feel like in one of them you actually get to vote who the murderer is. But I feel like the game registers it when you like click on a certain thing. I don't know. I'm trying to keep myself awake because I'm getting tired. It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct! The black, and this time, the true killer who defies the whole stinking scheme was... Celestial Ludenberg! Or more precisely, Takeo Yasuhiro!
Honestly,
I lost. Well, that sucks. Guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Hifumi's impetuosity was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Hifumi with this plan. How did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would happily agree to commit murder. I'm sure he lied on her specialty, lying. My specialty? Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to agree to him to agree.
So
Then did you use... You know. I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... You talking about alter ego?
Say
What? A body has been discovered! What? What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. I'm in the middle of a very important conversation here. I'm totally out of the loop. As usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it.
indeed.
And that's right.
I see.
And use it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with. Right again. Last night after we had our meeting about how it had disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit. What are we doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you alone. It is about what was stolen. I know who did it.
What?
are you okay with this?
It was Taka. He stole it. And I have
then,
proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what Taka's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I'd deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him! But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her. You are correct, which is why Taka forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
Oh.
He did?
as for me,
He came to my room last night. Wrong voice, sorry. She's not fucking normal. He came to the room last night unannounced, and then it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime! An absolute crime! I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but
Say what?
I never imagined it would go that far! It was amazing how completely he bought it. Can't express how enjoyable that was. I'm about to say something I never said before in my life. I'm gonna kill him! I'm gonna fucking kill him!
most unfortunate.
Wait, please, if you go on now, you'll be playing that into his hands. Huh?
Actually,
Taka is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean... Taka is going to try and kill you.
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself. That bastard! Bastard! I'm gonna let him go.
Honestly,
Can we allow him to continue with these barbaric acts? Absolutely not! How could I? She...
I swear I will save her!
There we go.
actually,
Then... Would you like to join me? It just so happens I have come up with a plan. Huh? I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete. Huh? What are you talking about? Oh, nothing. Hifumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me.
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah. It was a real pain in the butt, too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
So why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. I'm so glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Hifumi, I didn't explain the part about him playing dead. What she's asking is, what was Hifumi supposed to do after that? Assuming you had actually let him live.
Are you okay with
That's
this?
simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, once someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. Can he really believe that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained it to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in the
So you
end-
had planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. They simply didn't have in my power to win.
Don't be mean!
Now you sound like Byakuya.
I wonder about that.
No. He derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things this far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
When you talk about the $10 million Monokuma offered us, that is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought has been escape. But all along you've been saying how we have to accept living here.
You little bitch.
Obviously that was a lie.
Hey,
I couldn't take it. I hated it from day one. More than anyone else in here.
you little
I wanted to
bitch.
get out. Every day was fresh torture. You want to know why, huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting a life here would have meant nothing less than giving up on a dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all that for the dream. And what was that dream of yours?
isn't it wonderful?
To live in a European castle. A castle? My hair looks so short, it's weird. Unless you straighten your nose on the back. And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers/bodyguards. I was gonna make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I obtained that, I would have created the perfectly aesthetic world of
This
decadence.
is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. And that's what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made it that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream till the very end, so why would I?
Just the worst.
You sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it?
Oh,
You're asking me to feel guilty? And that's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own ends. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying. And plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled. I take pride in that. It's not just other people. I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. And that's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. You know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice then,
Isn't it wonderful?
He would like to come back as Marie Antoinette.
Hey.
You get executed again. Celeste smiled then, and when she did, it looked like to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her. You're all done? Okay then, let's get rolling! The black can disturb the peace, and must pay the price.
Now then, prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
Oh.
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way.
Her voice is so beautiful like that. It's gorgeous.
Which is why... Actually, it's not important.
Okay.
Well then... Take care, everyone.
See, even in the end, like, she knew she lost. It's like, fuck it, I failed, but I'm not gonna let you guys, like, die, you know? Like, she kept alter ego close to her chest still after
Perhaps
death.
we'll meet again. In another life.
That'd be cool. Maybe you could, technically you do. Saying that though, I have no Ultimate Detective in number 2. It's been a long video today. We practically started this recording at 3 o'clock. Just like a minute after it, I think. Or we're 2 minutes behind. Yeah, well, still close now. See, this one upset me when I first saw this one because Celeste was my favourite before Kyoko. So seeing this really fucking... I was like, oh, why are you killing off my favourite character? But that's all there is to it, really. Just ended up kicking the bucket. It seems more sad as well when you're watching Celeste because you see her, like, her facade just got broken. It's like, what's the fucking point? But she was beautiful. The gothic look is just stunning. To me, anyway. Makes sense now, because it always said it's ironic to what they are. Gothic she would have been killed like this back in the days. But again, she also said being burnt alive and she worked close to getting burnt alive. But instead she got crushed by a truck. There would have been blood all over that front. But still. Harsh truth. A super harsh truth. It's over. The third execution is over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him just to come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free of their regrets from the outside world, and so more people had to die.
Extreme!
You guys are still young! You need to place more value in your lives!
What are you gonna do?
Jeez! And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation!
Let me out of here!
Well, I don't care about hope. I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here.
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is, but the reality can't just be avoided. Don't talk like you know you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key type object from Celeste?
Hey,
so what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Who?
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Ooh.
Oh man, oh jeez, oh man, oh jeez. What do you mean, what did I do? I have no idea! I don't know anything about it! What was that just now? The mastermind did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean? Okay, things are getting kinda awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here. Meanwhile, you guys can go enjoy your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Well, I'll do anything about it, of course.
See you later.
See ya! Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although it wasn't all despair, there was one small hope. Hey Kyoko. Monokuma already mentioned it. Wrong voice. Hey Kyoko. Monokuma already mentioned it, but was that key that Celeste gave you?
So...
Most likely. It was a key to one of the dressing room lockers.
Huh?
But then that means Celeste probably hid it there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easier to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, we'd better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea. We left the courtroom and rushed to the dressing room. As we approached the dressing room, Kyoko looked back at us and said,
Hey,
I want to go on alone from here. Everyone else head to the dining hall. I'll check in with you later.
What?
Why exactly are you going alone?
so...
Do you even have to ask? As she spoke, she glanced quickly at the surveillance camera.
Come on.
That's not what I mean. Why you? There's still a risk of a spy, you know. Then I'll go too.
What?
You. Please let me go. Okay, is it? Hold on. I'm just gonna mute the game for a sec. No, that's the audio. I think. So we were clicking, I don't know if it was the thing or whatever, I don't know. If there's a glitch, there's a glitch. I think it's the game. So here arguing is just going to draw more attention to us.
Goodbye.
Do whatever you want. Thank you, Byakuya.
well,
Then it's up to you now.
Yo,
I'm gonna go to the dining hall, okay? Huh? So Makoto and Kyoko are gonna go together? Does that mean what I think it means?
Okay.
Good luck, Makoto. Girls like Kira are total pushovers when you show a little backbone. I tried to figure out what Hina said. Everyone headed to the dining hall, leaving me and Kyoko there alone.
Shall we go?
Well, shall we go? Yeah.
So then...
We need to get into that locker. Kyoko took the key Celeste had given her and unlocked the locker. And as the locker swung open, we saw...
You really came.
Good morning! It's been a while, hasn't it? It's safe, thank goodness. I never heard Kyoko sound so relieved. It was like she was speaking from the bottom of her heart. I did just what Celeste asked. I didn't say a word. I stayed quiet the entire time. Oh, and I think I might be able to open one last set of files soon. Maybe as early as tomorrow. I'm doing my best, so please wait just a while longer. So now we can officially say the case is closed. As far as this incident is concerned, sure, but can we take a second since we have the opportunity? I want you to be honest with me. Kyoko, please tell me. What are you trying to do all on your own here at the school? Is that why you wanted to come here with me?
However...
Regardless, that's not something you need to know right now. I don't need to know? It just made me even more worried.
What?
Worried? Well, what happened during the investigation this time? You disappeared and we didn't see you again. Without warning, without explanation. When you do that,
Indeed.
it's only natural that they think I'm the mastermind spy, right? And you too. No! I believe in you.
What?
You believe in me? Isn't it obvious? Been believing their friends, right? That's why I want you to tell me. And I want you to believe in me too. Because we're friends. I understand.
It's true.
Then, maybe I can believe in you. Just a little bit more. Then,
That's fine.
fine, I'll tell you. I'll tell you why I've been disappearing and where I've been going. You see, what I heard from Kyoko then was, well, frankly, it kind of blew my mind. But after I told Kyoko I believe in her, she told me a story that was, well, almost unbelievable. I decided to confirm what she told me with my own two eyes, so I waited for nighttime to come. And then when it did, I went into action.
Correct.
The boys' bathroom on the second floor doesn't have a surveillance camera or monitor in it. In the storage closet there, way in the back. Whoops. Long dash tap to these ones. She said it was way in the back of the boys' bathroom storage closet, but could Kyoko really be right about this? Let's go find. She really has not a care in the world where she looks. It's gonna be really disappointed in me when she tells me this. It's a normal storage closet as far as I can tell. The secret code told me about. Could it really be hidden here? She said it was way in the back of the storage closet. But I mean, seriously? Without thinking, I placed my hand on the back of the storage closet. And suddenly, as if I were being yanked in, gashunk. At the same time as I heard that sound, I fell through the wall. I had no idea what was going on. Ba-bump. I had fallen through the back of the storage closet. Huh? It turned out the back was all like a revolving door. I'd made my way to the other side. Just like Kyoko had said.
Correct.
In the boys' bathroom on the second floor, there's a storage closet. And the way in the back of that closet, there's a secret room. So this is a secret room. But what's in here? There's a bunch of files from what looks like volume after volume of yearbooks. They're all covered in dust. Looking at everything, one file at the edge of the bookshelf caught my eye. Hospi Academy student registry? This is the only thing in here that's not covered in dust. Has someone been looking at it recently? I slipped the file into my hand. Before I had a chance to take a look at it, a slip of paper fell out with the file and I turned my attention to it. What's this? You must not leave. That's kind of weird. I can understand if it said like, I can leave, but you must not leave? What is this? My head feels funny. This strange sensation. It's like deja vu. Those words, you must not leave. I've seen them, someone before, but I can't quite remember. What do I know? What don't I know? That's a good page to be fair, with a little hint of red. A strange sound rang out through my head. It felt like it was shaking my brain back and forth. And then, darkness. I don't understand what's happening. I don't know what started it. It's all over. And with that, I opened my eyes. I didn't know how long it had been. Ow. Apparently something hit me and I lost consciousness. That's all I understood. The dull, throbbing pain in my head proved that much at least. An empty bookshelf. Huh? Empty? Gone. It's all gone. The yearbooks, the student registry, and even the note that had fallen on the floor. It's all gone? What does this mean? My brain refused to do any more work. The insistent pain in my head began to spread across the rest of my body. For now, I should go back to my room, get some rest. My body was heavy with pain, my mind heavy with thought. I dragged myself back toward my room. So I made it back to the first floor of the school. The farther I worked, the more I felt. Things are getting blurry. Can't see in front of me. Couldn't stop myself from collapsing right there. And after that... As if from a vast distance, I heard a sound. It was faint, but undeniable. That sound, coming from the gym? As I desperately hauled my shaky frame towards the gym, the sound got stronger and stronger. What's going on? It can't be nothing. Here in the gym? Interesting things are afoot! I didn't make a sound as I opened the door to the gym. The sounds coming from inside, meanwhile, only intensified that much more. Okay. Before me raged a battle beyond anything humanly possible. One side is not human, that's for sure, but regardless, I couldn't stop staring. I forgot to move or even breathe.
Why, you think you're doing? I asked you a question. What's the meaning of this? How dare you defy me?
Shit.
This wasn't part of the deal!
The deal?
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Okay, but you do realize what will happen if you go through with this, right?
I think you've just seen too much bloodshed
You haven't forgotten,
for like
have
a
you?
week. It's like every few days with this. It's been like, what, 2 weeks now?
What I'm holding hostage?
What am I looking at? What am I hearing? A hostage? Then could it be? The mastermind spires. Ooh, a next generation, legend stand tall, galactic hero! The end. 7 students remain! Ha! Ugh. Big stretch. Super Robo Justice present. Nice. I do want to save, because we are going to leave that there for today with this video of Danganronpa. We can leave it off from here, we can play from there for next time. And wrap up everything nicely. But as for now though, that is all there is going to be for today with this video of Danganronpa. If Slime Rancher wasn't a pain this week, we're probably going to be, this video is going to be like released way after. I do apologise for that because Slime Rancher was a bit of a bitch. Well, not a bitch, but it's been hard to judge because I won't want to play it with achievements, so I don't think how it's all going to go. I don't know. But either way though, that is all there is going to be for today. Join us next time in more Danganronpa where case number 4 begins in the daily life. It's going to be pretty simple, but still, these ones, the investigation, all that stuff. Not the investigation, more of the clash trial takes the longest, hence why we've been for 2 hours now. I do apologise. But as for now though, that is all there is going to be for today. As always, this is Rixxalight signing out, so let's cue the music.